Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute-a-day podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, recorded here in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, located in Sharonville, Ohio. Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. Come on in here and sit down with me. Get yourself something hot or cold to drink, and let's open our Bibles up together. So glad you're here. So glad that you take time to join me every day for this little 5-minute excursion into the Psalms, because that's all we do here, right? This is Daily Dose Radio, 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week, studying the Psalms verse by verse. That's who we are, what we do. So today we're looking at Psalm 106. Yesterday we did a brief introduction to the Psalm. Remember, last week and the week before last, we were in Psalm 105, and the title of that was Remember. The psalmist David, wanted us to remember all that God had done for Israel. Now, we come to Psalm 106, and the psalmist, who we don't know, this is an orphanic psalm, we don't know who wrote this, he takes Psalm 105 and he says, yeah, we're supposed to remember, but they forgot. And that's the title this week and next, They Forgot. It's a warning to us not to forget all that God has done. Let me read for you verses 6 through 10. We have sinned with our fathers. We have committed iniquity. We have done wickedly. Our fathers in Egypt understood not thy wonders. They remembered not the multitudes of thy mercies, but provoked him at the sea, even at the Red Sea. Nevertheless he saved them for his name's sake, that he might make his mighty power to be known. He rebuked the Red Sea also, and it was dried up. So he led them through the depths as through the wilderness. And he saved them from the hand of him that hated them, and redeemed them from the hand of the enemy. Boy, there's so much here, isn't there? But as you can tell right off the bat, this is not the same as. This is not the same as 105. 105 was all that God did. He opened the Red Sea. He brought them through. He, destroyed the Egyptians. But this is, they forgot. Notice that how 6 comes on the end of 4 and 5 here. He says, remember me, visit me with your salvation, that I may say good of thy chosen. And then he says, we have sinned. So this is a confession of sin. We've sinned with our fathers. We've committed iniquity. We've done wickedly. Our fathers, now he's going to launch into how they forgot the Lord, understood not thy wonders. They remembered not the multitude of thy mercies, but provoked him at the sea, even at the Red Sea. So if you go back to Exodus chapter 14, and you look at Exodus chapter 14 at verse 11, it'll describe this mini rebellion that happened there at the Red Sea. The people were stuck between the sea and the Egyptian army, and the only thing that kept the Egyptian army from rushing in was the Lord, the pillar that the Lord put between them. But once that pillar was lifted, the people had passed through the Red Sea, and now here come the Egyptians, and then the sea closes in on them. So even though they didn't remember his multitude of mercies, nevertheless he saved them for his name's sake. So they forgot, but the Lord didn't forget. He saved them anyway, which is what the psalmist is asking here in verse 4, isn't he? Oh, visit me with your salvation. Even though we've sinned, and he includes himself in that, nevertheless the Lord will save. He saved, even though, nevertheless, he saved them for his name's sake, that he might make his mighty power to be known. He rebuked the Red Sea and dried it up. He led them through the depths, through the wilderness. So it wasn't muddy, it was dry. It was just like where they'd come from and where they were going. There was nothing different about the little path that the Lord had created through the Red Sea. It was just like walking on anything else. The Lord made this possible for them to cross on this very sandy, dry bottom. So he did that for them. And then it says he saved them from the hand of him that hated him. Who hated the Egyptians? The king did. Well, all the Egyptians did, but the king especially. And he redeemed them from the hand of the enemy. So the Lord brought them out. He bought them from slavery, brought them out into freedom. So he He saved them from their enemy, and he redeemed them. That is, he bought them from slavery and brought them out into freedom. So join me again tomorrow, and we'll look at verses 11 through 15 here on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. For more fresh and delicious Bible studies, podcasts, books, and more, check out the Bible Bistro online and on YouTube. Join me again next time for Daily Dose Radio.